Good morning. I hope you are all well and ready for today's class. So yesterday we did that poem about teenagers and how we all feel and so on and so forth. And I told you a bit that teenagers should be understood and that you should always need somebody to talk to, which is very important, especially at a stage where you in your life um, are growing into being an adult. So I'm going to read you the poem again, and then we'll go back to the questions because we stopped at the questions yesterday. So let's do that then. So focus. Tiener wees. Tiener wees voel soos 'n toebroodjie. Die een kant kind, ander kant groot. Tussenin is jy, die vulsel van die broodjie. Gister het ons maat saam gelag. Vir simpel speletjies en skattejag. Eergister het trane afgedwing, want vriendskappe het hartseer gebring. Kom ons herleef ons kinderdae, sonder vrees en vreemde vrae. Eet weer slap chips met asyn en sout, swem in die yskoue see en kry koud. Maar nou ry emosies wipplank op en af. Vandag verlief, voel vrolik laf. Môre in liefde verlaat, voel soos 'n straf. Guys, if I read this poem, I immediately get the idea. I feel sorry for teenagers because you don't always understand the ways you feel. That's why I always say teenagers need to be supported a lot. And you also need to listen to people that know a bit more, people that you can trust though. So let's quickly go back to the questions. You know who I don't see today? Savannah. Komapeli is here, so our counter is here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the PowerPoint, then take pictures of each of the slides that we've discussed yesterday. Then I'm going to do questions with you, and then you can use your photos to see whether you can find the answers. So here we go. First slide. Komapeli, you may count till 5. Everybody take a picture, please. 1.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Great,
6.
and here we go. Next one. Take a picture. Next one. Last one. Okay, guys, so let's go on. All right, and then this was just, remember, in the first slide, in this entire poem, they're comparing being a teenager with a sandwich. All right, so let's go on. Questions. Let's see who can answer this. A sweetie for the one that can answer. I'll give you a sweetie through the camera. through the computer. I'm just joking. Okay. Watter vers reëls in strofe 1 is 'n vergelyking. Haal 2 versreëls aan, verduidelik die vergelyking. So, it is asking us, please have a look at a comparison in stanza 1 and then explain it. Very easy. Look at your slides. It is the first photo you took. Look at stanza 1, strofe 1. See where is the comparison and explain it to me. Okay. I'm going to give 1 minute in my head and then I'm going to start working. So look at stanza 1. See if you can find the comparison and then explain, say what the comparison is and explain it. Remember, you can type or you can ask to be unmuted and then you say the answer. Okay, guys, let's just start, please. The first one, the first answer is when you look at stanza 1, line 1 and 2, it says there, tiener wees is soos 'n toebroodjie. That is the comparison, the vergelijking, and it means, it sê dat tieners tussen twee kante is. Teenagers are in between two sides. On the one side, aan die een kant is hulle nog kind, maar aan die ander kant is hulle volwasse. The one side they're still a child, and at the other side they are a grown up, and that is what the answer to number 1 is. And now, all of you, listen carefully. We must participate in this class. Please try and look for the answer. I want you all to listen. It's not about being right or wrong. It is about participating and always trying your best. So take a chance. Say what you think is the answer. Whether it's right or wrong, it doesn't matter. You tried. You tried your best and that's what counts. So let's try. Number 2. Let's see what the question is. Is it true or false? Waar of onwaar? 'n Tiener voel soms soos 'n kind, soms soos 'n groot mens en soms tussen iets soos 'n kind en groot mens. Ek lees hom weer. Waar of onwaar? 'n Tiener voel soos 'n kind, soms soos 'n groot mens en soms soos iets tussen 'n kind en 'n groot mens. So the question is asking, is it true or false? Does a teenager sometimes feel like a child on the one side, on the other side, like a grown-up, and in between everything? It is waar, sê iPhone. Good.
Waar.
Good. Waar, baie mooi. And then I would like you to elaborate on that. Please tell me, why do you say so? Those of you who are teenagers, what do you say? Do you sometimes feel like you're still a child and you want to play with something like a toy, and then you're getting older and maybe you think you can't play with toys anymore? Whoopsie. What do you say? What do you say? Who wants to take a chance? Is it always fun being a teenager? Let's rather answer that question. And why do you say your answer? And now you are all quiet. Okay, I'll give you my answer. When I was a teenager, sometimes I felt over the moon and other times I didn't feel so good.
It's totally normal. And you know what? Even if you're a grown-up sometimes, everything is not always moonshine and roses. No. Sometimes you feel good, sometimes you feel bad. It's part of life. And that is what teenagers phase are there for. It's preparing us. Okay, number 3. Noem die dinge in strofe 2 wat die tienermaats gelukkig gemaak het. En noem ook die dinge wat hulle ongelukkig gemaak het. So look at stanza 2. What are the things that made the kids happy? And what are the things that made them unhappy? So look at stanza 2. What made the kids happy? What made them unhappy? Have a look. I'm going to give you a minute, 2 minutes, see if you can find the answer there. Come on, guys. This is my clever group of children. Well, this is a clever group of children. You can all do this. I want to see some answers there. Come, come, come. Try. So what made the sea? I'm not sure what you're asking there. Can you just maybe elaborate on your question or just make it a bit more clear, please? Okay, guys, come on, let's take a chance. It's not only Beggy Temba. Gister het ons saam gelag. So Mole says that yesterday we laughed together. Okay. And why did they laugh? What type of stuff did they do? What made the kids is when their parents given them money. Okay. That makes us happy. But in the poem, it says there, eenvoudige goed, so simple speletjies en avontuur. So when you're a child, you enjoy playing games and adventure. Unfortunately, not all of us can have that when we're grown up all the time. Nee. Gomapele, yes, this is yesterday's. We're just finishing it up and then we're going to today's topic. Okay, the next one. Sê of die volgende versdeel 'n voorbeeld van assonansie of alliterasie is. So, is it assonance? I hope I'm right with the spelling. Look at the following example. Sonder vrees en vreemde vrae. Is that assonance or alliteration? Have a look. Yeah, Gumapelu, I know you were not in class yesterday. It's okay. I'll put up the slides for you on the Google Drive. Look at that sentence there. Sonder vrees en vreemde vrae. Is that assonance or alliteration? And tell me, what are the stuff that's showing me it's assonance or alliteration? So remember, assonance, if there's lots of vowel sounds, that's repetitive, and alliteration is repetitive consonant sounds. Oh my goodness, grade 7s, what's going on today? Okay, Frizana says alliteration. You are correct, it's alliteration. Why? We look at the V sound in the word vrees, vreemde en vra. Correct. Yeah, you see you guys are with me, great. Number 5. Wat beteken versreël 4 vir jou? Go to rule, of not rule, line number 4 in the poem that you've taken a picture of. Look at line number 4 and then tell me, what does it mean to you? So it's not an answer in the poem. What does line number 4 mean to you? Let me quickly go back to line number 4 so that I could see it there. It says, line number 4 says, tussenin is jy die vulsel van die broodjie. Tussenin is jy die vulsel van die broodjie. Okay, so let's see. Tussenin is jy die vulsel van die broodjie. There you go. So there is the line. Tussenin is jy die vulsel van die broodjie. What does that line mean to you? And I tell you, being a teenager is like being in between a sandwich, in the middle of the sandwich. What does it mean to you? Type an answer or say it on the mic. Okay, Molly says Tiener se lewens is soos 'n wipplankie. That's correct. That is what it means to him. Nee, it's telling us that things are not always in a perfect order. Nee. So that's what I said there. It's your own opinion. Number 6. Thank you, Molly. Lees weer versdeel 4. Now you're going to go to that verse again. Tussenin is jy die vulsel van die broodjie, that little line. Werksverhouding altyd uit. Werkverhoudings altyd uit. Does relationship always work out? And then explain your answers. Guys, tell me, does all relationships work out? Yes or no, and why? Kumapeli says nee. Guys, it's very important to know that relationships doesn't always work out the way we should, because people are constantly changing. But it isn't to say that nothing will ever work out. It will work out. So number 6 there, verhoudings tussen seuns en meisies werk nie altyd uit nie. So relationships between boys and girls or it doesn't always work out. En die vraagteken dui op onsekerheid. So at the end of that sentence, it's giving us a exclamation, not exclamation mark, a question mark, and it shows us there that the relationship didn't work out. And then I asked the number 7, verduidelik die gedig se bou. How is the poem built and the typography of the poem? And then I said here, so in it is 4 stanzas, and all of them are quatraine. Quatraine means it's got 4 line stanzas. In strofe 2 is kruisrym, so the rhyming pattern is crossing, and then in stanzas 3 and 4 it is paarrym, which means it's every line rhymes with each other. Line 1 and 2, line 3 and 4 rhyme. Okay, so that is what this is. Okay, guys, please have a look at my drive and the email there if you want to go and look for this PowerPoint later on. Now, yesterday, a few of you asked me, ma'am, is all the stuff that we're going to do come onto our report cards, if there is going to be marks given to us or on the assessment that we're going to do. And guys, I have asked, but as I said to the previous class, these people that's running the school are very busy, and that this is a passion project and then something that they want to make the best, because we want to give you the education you deserve. So they are taking they're taking a lot of time and effort to make the school perfect. So what I'm wanting to say to you is, as soon as I get an answer, I will give you an answer. So I'm not sure if it's counting for your report card or anything, but what I do know is that you guys, it's an informal assessment. So I don't think, in my opinion, it's going to count for marks on your report from your school, for instance. But yeah, but that's just what I think. So as soon as I know, I will tell you guys. For now, there's still quite a few days before the 27th, before you write your Afrikaans assessment. So what you are going to do now is you're going to relax. You're not going to worry about report cards or anything, because I don't know the answers to that yet. As soon as I have it, I will give it to you. So Nhlanhla, is the report going to be sent to our schools? I don't even know if there is going to be a report. I'm still waiting for answers as well. Okay, guys, now we're going to do a new slide. So I want you all to focus with me now. This is a very important one. This is STOMPI. Now you must know STOMPI by this time. Many of you might have done STOMPI when you were in the earlier grades as well. But STOMPI is something that you need to focus. Sorry, iPhone, I saw you you asked a message there. I teach grade 7s to 9s. Okay, so STOMPI is the order of a sentence that we're going to investigate. So let's do that. Let me quickly first ask, are you all with me now? Let me hear from you. I want to see that chat box. Are you all here? Okay. Guys, I see that you all are, most of you are here. Because I had an internet connection that just quickly dropped, I think. Okay, so my kids are still here. Let's do this. So STOMPI, guys, is something that I said that you must have encountered before. It's a way in Afrikaans, it's a way for English students to remember the word order of sentences in Afrikaans. So it's a very important thing to know and to remember. First of all, going to look in this lesson at, that is the wrong slide there. Woordorde is belangrik wanneer mens 'n taal aanleer. So the order of words is important when you're learning a language. Ons gebruik in Afrikaans STOMPI om ons daarmee te help. Then Lyndon B. Johnson said, education is not a problem, it is an opportunity. So guys, I know that for most of you, you maybe have said before that Kom op, Peli, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, guys, can you perhaps, you must mute yourself, please, please, please. Otherwise, other kids can't hear you. Okay, listen to me now. What I wanted to say is, I know that most of you said that sometimes, Afrikaans is difficult for you. But like I said earlier, sometimes English is difficult for me too, because it's not my first language. But I don't see it as a problem. I see it as an opportunity. So therefore, education and what you're going to learn in this class is not a problem, it is an opportunity. Okay, so STOMPI. STOMPI is die basiese struktuur van 'n Afrikaanse sin. Dit help jou om sinskonstruksie reg is. So guys, it helps us with the structure of sentences and also to make sure our sentence structure, what you are writing, is correct. STOMPI word gebruik wanneer mens besig is met sinsontleding in Afrikaans, maar ook verleidende en bedrywende vorm, woordorde ensovoorts. Guys, I got this from a wonderful resource that I got on the internet, which is a STOMPI gids. So not only is it going to help us with the basic structure of a sentence, it's also going to help us to understand a sentence and to divide it into pieces, and then also to help us with passive and leidende bedrijvend vorm, and then word orders. Now, this is something you need to take a picture of. This is STOMPI in a nutshell. What I've done here is I've made a little block, and I have said there, for instance, the S in STOMPI is for the subject in the sentence. So if you've got a subject, and I say identify if you've got a sentence, sorry, and I say identify the subject, then you're going to look at the persoon, the ding of dier wat die aksie doen. So a sentence has always got a verb in it, nee. So, if I ask you, look at this sentence, please identify the subject. Then you're going to look at who is the person, the thing, or the animal that's doing the action. Now that, of course, is my S of the STOMPI. Then the second part is werkwoord 1. Now this is an important part. Maybe, guys, I'm going to do something for you. I'll go and I'll translate some of this stuff for you to English, so that you would understand it better. But for now, you must listen to me. So what I'll do is I'll take this block and then I'll just go and put in some English sentences here and there so that you would understand. So after you've identified now the subject in a sentence, just behind or after that subject, you're going to have a verb. So it either will be, if there's only one verb in that sentence, in the entire sentence, then it's called a hoofwerkwoord, the main verb. However, if there is more than one verb, that first verb that you're going to see is called a hulpwerkwoord. It's a helping verb, because it helps the main verb. So then, after the subject, you get the first verb. Then we go to the T, the time. That is the part in the sentence which tells us when the action is taking place. The T is the time. It's when the action is taking place. Then we go to oe. Oe of STOMPI is referring to the object. O for object. It tells us die persoon, ding of dier wat die aksie ondergaan. So what is this person undergoing? Okay. Then wyse or manner, the M stands for manner. How is this action taking place? Wat is die manier waarop dit plaasvind? Then the P in STOMPI stands for place, waar die aksie gebeur het. So where did the entire event take place? After that, we get verb number 2. If it is the main verb, then that's the only verb in the sentence mos, nee. Die hoofwerkwoord wanneer daar 'n hulpwerkwoord in die sin is. So if there is a hulpwerkwoord in the sentence, then that first one, the first verb is going to be the hulpwerkwoord. But if there is more, if there's more than one verb, this verb number 2 will be the main verb. Okay. Then the I for STOMPI is called the infinitive, the infinitive, and that is the reason the action took place. Dit kan slegs deur nie gevolg word. So there will always be a nie before the reason. Please take a picture in the meantime. Very important. Guys, I can assure you, if you understand STOMPI and you know how it works, then you're going to understand Afrikaans sentences better. And later on, I'm also going to explain, also from this beautiful resource that I got on the internet. It will also tell you how you can put parts of speech in the STOMPI form and understand that better, how to identify certain words in a sentence as parts of speech. So STOMPI is amazing, and that resource that I got this information from is amazing. Okay, guys, Gomapeli counted for us till 5, which means that you must have taken a picture now. So, this is the resource that I got on the internet. Kyk na hierdie vraag vanuit die STOMPI gids. So before, if you see a sentence, an Afrikaans sentence in front of you, and you must take a breath because now you're stressing because this is a very long sentence. Don't worry. First of all, close your eyes, take a deep breath, open your eyes and ask yourselves, then you read the sentence, then you ask yourself, what is the onderwerp? What is the subject of the sentence? What do I think is the sentence about? Then, can I see 2 verbs in the sentence? Is there a hulpwerkwoord and a main verb? And then, hoe onderskei ek tussen die verskillende bepalings? How can I to ask myself what is happening in between the verbs there? And then, wat is die verskil tussen 'n onderwerp en 'n voorwerp? Guys, what is the difference between 'n onderwerp en 'n voorwerp? A subject and an object. Very, very easy. The subject is what the sentence is about or who the sentence is about. And the voorwerp is the thing in the sentence. The boy is kicking the ball. The boy will be the subject because the sentence is about him. The voorwerp would be the thing that I can touch in there, nee? The thing that is telling me more about the boy, and that is the ball. Okay, so let's go on. Kom ons kyk na die verskillende dele van STOMPI. Now I've gone and I've broken up each of the letters of STOMPI for you. So the first one is the S of STOMPI. This refers to the thing that's always first in the sentence. The subject is always first in the sentence. And this refers to the wie of wat waaroor die sin gaan. Die wie of die wat, the who and the what the sentence is about. And look the example here. This is a very long sentence. Die seun het gister sy rugbybal hard oor die pale geskop om te oefen. This is also a sentence I got from that resource. And it's a beautiful example for me to explain to you. Die seun is the first thing in the sentence, and it's telling me what the sentence is about. The sentence is about die seun. Then we go to the second part of STOMPI, verb number 1. This is, oh, guys, sorry, I'm actually very rude. You must take a picture of that first before we go on. Okay, then after this, we are going to the second part of STOMPI. Okay, and Stanza said he's done, so then I can go on as well because most of you will be done now. Now, guys, here you must really, really, really listen. So now that we've done STOMPI, now we're going to have a look at the first verb. Not, we haven't done STOMPI, the first letter of STOMPI. Okay, now we go to verb number 1. Now, this is the first verb in the sentence. Die gesegde word in 2 groepe opgedeel. When we look at a sentence, there's 2 groups of verbs. The first one is the teenwoordige tyd verb, which is the present tense verb. And this refers to the hoofwerkwoord, the main verb of the sentence. And then there is geen tweede werkwoord nie. So if I've got a sentence and there's only and the verb is in the teenwoordige tyd, then it means that there's only one verb in the sentence. Okay, so then it means there's no other werkwoord in the sentence. But if there's a verb, verlede en toekomende tyd, this is a second group of words. Then the first werkwoord is always a hulpwerkwoord. It's like this sentence. Die seun het gister sy rugbybal hard geskop. The word het is the hulpwerkwoord because it's helping the main verb, which is geskop. And what you will also see is het is a past tense verb. And it's followed by the main verb that's got the sound ge, the voorvoegsel ge on the first part of the word. So this is the verlede type of verbs. Verlede tense woord. Past tense verbs het, wou, sou, kon, moes. And then the toekomende, which is the future tense verbs, sal, wil, kan, moet. And then when you look at the example here, after the subject, there's always the verb, whether it is a hulpwerkwoord. If there's no hulpwerkwoord here, then it means then the sentence is only going to have one verb. Okay, so het is then the verb 1 in the sentence. So that is the second part of STOMPI. Take a picture, please. Okay, then we go on to the next one. Sorry, are you all done taking that picture? Okay, let me quickly go back, guys. Please take a picture of that verb 1, please. It's very important that you have that little block there that I took a screenshot of that gids. Very, very good gids. Okay, then I'm going on. Then STOMPI, the T in STOMPI. Okay, now you must have a look. This tells us more about the time in the sentence. In other words, the time when the action took place. Dit beantwoord die vraag van wanneer die aksie plaasgevind het. And this is, for example, here's the very same sentence again. Die seun, which is the subject, het, verb 1, gister. Gister tells us when the boy did something. Sy rugbybal hard oor die pale geskop het. So gister is telling me about the time the action took place. Great, take a picture. That's the STOMPI, the T part. Okay, then let's go to the next one. Okay, then we go to the O. STOMPI, the O. This is telling us what, die wat in die sin. Wat word gedoen. Okay? Die onderwerp en die voorwerp lyk baie dieselfde. Now, this is a very important thing. According to that bron that I have here, this person is saying that in many instances, and this is true, the subject and the object will look the same or sound the same. Want hulle ruil plekke tydens die leidende bedrywende vorm. So when we change the sentences to the active and passive voice, then usually the subject and the object will change places in the sentence, and that is why people often will struggle to identify this. So the voorwerp in English is called the object in the sentence, so you have to identify the object. Now listen here, die seun het gister sy rugbybal gevat. Die seun is then the subject, het, verb 1, gister tyd, sy rugbybal is the object, the thing that is telling me more about the subject. So that is then the object of the sentence, the actual thing. All right. So take a picture. Gomapeli, you might count till 5, then we are going on. All right. Then the next slide. Gomapeli did count now, so I'm going on. Then we go to the M. Now the M is called die manier of die manner in which the action took place. If you look here, dis hoe iets gedoen word. How the action took place. Dis die beskrywende woord en kan in trappe van vergelyking geplaas word. This is a very important thing to remember. That is usually the describing word in the sentence. And the describing word can either be an adjective or an adverb, like I taught you last week. And we identify that word in the sentence by asking ourselves, can this be in degrees of comparison? Can this word actually be divided in degrees of comparison? And yes, it must. For instance here, die seun, subject, het, verb 1, gister, time, die bal, the object, and then hart is telling us how the boy kicked the ball. In other words, guys, can this word be divided into trappe van vergelyking? Yes, hart, harder, hardste, which means hard is then the manner in which it took place. So then we know this is the word in STOMPI that is the M, the manner. Okay, take a picture. Thank you, Gomapele. All right, then let's go to the P. Oh, guys, you must listen here now. This is the place or the plaque that the action is taking place. And this is what I got from that beautiful PowerPoint that I got. Die plek bevat altyd 'n voorsetsel. So in front of the plek there's always a preposition. Die voorsetsel gee juis 'n aanduiding van die plek. So this it's just saying that the preposition is giving us a connection, not a connection, an indication of the place. Voorsetsels is nou weer. Can you remember I said prepositions is words like, of all words like in, aan, agter, by, bo, langs, met, na, onder, om, oor, op, teen, uit, voor. Listen how quickly I spoke this. So those are the voorsetsels. So it will tell us it's always with the actual place word. For instance, die seun, which is the subject, het, verb 1, gister, tyd, sy rugbybal, object, hart will tell us the manner, oor die pale, this will tell us where the action took place. And that oor there, that is my preposition, my voorsetsel. So if you see that, then you know following that will be the place. Geskop om te oefen. Take a picture. Gomapele, you may start the countdown. Gomapele is counting there for us. Thank you so much. Then we go to verb 2. Also from that bron, die tweede werkwoord in the sense, so this will be the second verb in the sentence. Die teenwoordige tyd het nie 'n tweede werkwoord nie. If a sentence is written in the present tense, it does not have a second verb. Die tweede werkwoord is die hoofwerkwoord in die verlede en die toekomende tyd. If there is a second verb in the sentence, then it's also the hoofwerkwoord, the main verb, in the past and the future tense. But we've done that before. Die verlede tyd hoofwerk het baie keer 'n ge vooraan. Just as I said earlier, if there's a ge, then we know, and if there's two verbs, then we either know it's in the verlede or the toekomende tyd, and usually then that following verb, the main verb, will, if it's in the verlede tyd, will have a ge. Okay, look at this. Die seun, subject, het, verb 1, gister, time, sy rugbybal, object, hart, manner, oor die pale, it will tell us where it took place. Geskop, that's the second verb, and you see it's a past tense verb because it has ge. All right, take a picture. And then I quickly just want to do the last one before we end the lesson for today, so please hang in there. All right, the last one. Thank you, Gomapele. This will be the I in STOMPI. This is the infinitive. This is the reason something is happening, that action is taking place. So dit beantwoord vir ons die hoekom vraag. Why did this happen? It's the easiest to remember. The infinitive is om te werkwoord. So there's usually a om, a te, and then a verb. Okay, so if you want to identify the infinitive in a sentence, then you will see it will say om te or te. Die infinitief gee die rede vir dit wat in die sin gesê is. Dit kan ook wees omdat. So if you see the words om te, of omdat, then you know that's the infinitive in a sentence. And this is the example. The seun, subject, het, verb 1, gister, time, sy rugbybal is the object, hart will tell us more about how, or the manner, oor die pale will tell us where it happened, geskop is my verb 2, and then om te oefen. Om te is my infinitive in front of the last verb. Do you see there? And that's how I identify my infinitive. Om te, or it will only be te, or it will be omdat. And that is the infinitive. All right, guys. Take a picture of this before we go on to the. Okay, well, I'm going to start the exercise with you guys tomorrow. So yeah, because I see our time is now done. Kids, listen to me. Sanitize your hands, put on your mask, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Then I'll quickly run through everything again and then do the exercise with you. Take care. Thank you for participating in this class. You are awesome. Bye-bye, guys.